Hello YouTubers. This video we're going to be working on the electrical. We're going to mount the kill switch. I don't have the push button start yet, so we might try and use a safety switch down there. I'll just leave it and put it in at the end of the video when I hook it up. First thing we're going to do is take apart gas tank mount cover, just so we can get in there clearly. The solenoid's been mounted up higher from where it used to sit, right there. Up there, tucked behind the gas tank sits. My start button, push button, is located right above it, and the kill switch is located right above it. First thing we're going to work on will be the kill switch, because it's the easiest thing to do. All you have to do is take the wire that comes from your magneto, up there, and take it to the switch, which is going to be this switch, and then to ground, which is anywhere. And you have to make sure that your solenoid is properly grounded. If you mount it to plastic, just take a wire from a bolt on it down to the frame. Okay, so I'll take this shroud off, replace this wire so it's one continuous wire to the kill switch, and put the kill switch in position. I'll get back to you. Alright, here's the kill switch setup. We have the new wire going to the coil or magneto, comes through the shroud, passes in behind the starter, keeps it tucked out of the way. It's going to run down. I'm going to zip tie it. Zip tie it to where it connects to the cable that runs from the solenoid to the starter. Keep it down out of the way. It comes up to the switch. See back in there. Then this yellow wire just grounds down to where the solenoid is mounted. It was the closest point. There you go, you can see it now. And mounting the switch up here. Should work great. Can't start it yet because the carburetor needs cleaned and it runs really rough. You can see when I pull it out of the snowbank. And I'll change the oil in it for the season, for the start of the season. The next thing I'm going to work on will be connecting this cable back from the solenoid to where the battery will be, and this cable to the starter and the solenoid. Alright, I'm connected to the solenoid now. You have to remember, on a solenoid there's a live side and a dead side. It's activated by the switch, so it's just like a big relay. You'll have 12 volts of power here constantly. This will be dead until you push the button, which sends the power through. So this cable just runs from the starter down under. Remember, the gas tank is going to be here, so all my wiring can go around it, up to the dead side of my solenoid. And then from the live side, I have going to the battery, a little connector. I'm going to use this to feed my switch, which will come back down to here, to one of these posts, which will activate the solenoid. I'm leaving this connector there, and runs back down the edge of the frame. Zip tied it there, just temporary, and it should reach where the other side of the battery would be. Next thing I'm going to work on is alternator, so I'll be able to charge the battery while I have the lawnmower running, which is this little connector down here. Some will have 2 wires, some will have 1. Just can't remember which one you should use. One of these you can use just to run headlights off of, and you can use them both. I'll get back to you on which one you should use for charging, which one you should use for lights. I believe you can use the black one for charging and the red one for lights. At least that's what we do in the electrical business. Red for light. I'm going to give it a try that way and see what happens. So I'm just going to take the connector from here, whichever side the red one is on. I'm going to take that wire up to the live side of the solenoid so it will backfeed into the battery whenever the engine is running. So I'll do that and leave a little tail off for the headlights. Alright, found a connector. So I said use the red side and the black side, but it switches on the male end. There's a red and a white. White can go to your headlights, which I just have a mower on it. Somebody on the previous owner of the engine used a mower to connect this wire for the magneto. So the red wire just comes back around and is bolted on underneath the live side of the battery, of the solenoid from the battery. Put the cover back on that. I need 2 hands to do that. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to do is see if I can get this push button to start. Well, it was a safety switch. I think it was from the clutch, but there's connectors there. And I'm going to see if I can temporarily hook it up to see if I can get it to start. That'll show you if it works or not. We'll see about that. Alrighty, I figured it out. I haven't worked with a solenoid that has there's 2 tabs on it. So I had to do a little bit of research. And it's for a magnet that works the relay. So it's just like the kill switch kind of. You need 12 volts going into it, which is this wire I was talking about. It's on the hot end of the solenoid. It goes down to one of the clips, just a little connector, and then the other wire comes from the clip, which will create the circuit, up to my push button. And from my push button, it just grounds down right there. It's just temporary, but I figured it out. More juice. When using a safety switch, the either use 2 on the side, and it'll work for you. That's it for this video. If you have any questions, I'll add the link of Fearless Front. He did it. His is a lot neater, a little bit better lighting. He does it with a different solenoid, but that's where I learned how to do all this, watching his videos. I'll post a link to his video, and I'll feature the photo I was using as a diagram to do all this. Nope. Please, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, there's a thumbs down button. Leave a comment on what you like, what you want me to work on next. I did grab a pulley for it. That's the pulley we're going to be switching it to. This is the one that was on it. This is a 3.5-inch pulley, I believe. The next thing we're going to be working on will be trying to mount the clutch. I'll post a video on that later.